Hey guys, it's your girl Jazzy J. Thank you for tuning in with me for another video. So what I'm going to do today is show you an experiment based off of a video that I followed from another YouTuber. I'll go ahead and link her down below. But we are going to experiment with going from colored hair back to blonde hair and my opinion on it. So in this video I will show you exactly what I used and the technique that I tried, and you can tell me how you feel. Okay, check it out. Alright, so here's what the wig looked like before I put it in our little concoction. I had dyed it two different types of blue. I originally dyed it about a year ago, and then I re-dyed it like maybe 6 or 7 months ago. But this is what it looked like beforehand. This was Maven's 613 hair. I believe I originally got it in like 16 inches with a frontal. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started with the process that I did. So as you can see, I used regular dish soap. I used this really cheap shampoo that she had utilized as a clarifier, and some baking soda. So I poured a little bit of each into the hot water and then mixed it up some just to make sure all the ingredients were combined. And as you can see, the color of the water matches the color of the soap before I put the wig in. So once I go ahead and put it in, I dip it in a couple of times just to make sure everything gets saturated. And I try to pretty much stuff it all in there and mix it around so that way it's getting as much of the color out as possible within the first sitting. Now I changed the utensil I was using because the comb broke because of my son, so I used just a wooden spoon. I saw the girl in the video like add a little extra even after the wig was in there, so I tried to go ahead and do that and then mix it up some more. I only let the wig sit in this concoction for maybe 5 to 10 minutes max before I dumped it out and redid it. So this is what it looks like so far after the first process. So I drain it, and then I pour the water out, and then I repeat the same steps. I'll say I probably did this, I think about 5-6 times. By the, say the third or fourth time, I started noticing that the texture of the hair was starting to change, and it started to look really damaged. And I wasn't sure if that was because I haven't rinsed out like the soaps or anything. I didn't see her rinse out the soap, so I'm not sure if that was a requirement to do so. So by the third or fourth time, I probably should have stopped, but I just wanted to see how far we could go with it, and then just to be able to show you that it can damage the hair if you end up doing this process too much. And then on top of that, you know, just making sure that you have good quality hair that doesn't get damaged as quickly as mine did. So you can see the color is definitely coming out, but let me show you what the hair is starting to look like, just so you can see up close and personal what the hair has started doing. So you can see there's like still soap suds in it from the soap, but you can see that the texture is not, it's just not, girl. It's not. It looks a hot mess. Like by this point I should have stopped, but I'm trying to prove a point to let people know. Like look at what it did to the frontal. It made the frontal all matted, and it took, instead of taking the black out, it just turned it brown. So once I got done doing this whole dipping process, I did the last and final process, which was to condition it. So I filled the hot water up with some conditioner and mixed it up really good. And then I dipped the wig in there and let it sit for 5 minutes with hopes and prayers that it would bring restoration back to this wig. Once we finish the conditioner, this is the final look after the conditioner. Let me show you like how agitated I am with this. Like it stressed me out that this hair feels almost like overly processed bleached hair. Let me show you how bad the damage is. Look at the texture. Like that's like, it's obviously like no bueno. Like I wouldn't put this on anyone's head. I wouldn't try to revamp this or do anything like that. Look at how much hair, like barely me touching it, it's just coming out in chunks onto my brush. trash. So by this point, I just blow dried a section just to show you how irritated I was, and that's what came out of the brush. Like, I'm at a loss for words. Like, look at that. That's just terrible. So, as you can see, hair did not turn out the way I wanted it to at all. And here's why I think it turned out that way. I'm not 100% sure if it was the brand of hair that I used or if it was a mixture of the brand of hair I used and how many times I had to process it. But as my personal opinion, I would not recommend doing that if your hair is as dark as the hair that I had used. Only because it takes so many processes, and I don't know if the multiple processes is what caused the hair to go bad the way it did, or if the hair that I got was trash. The hair that I was using was Maven hair. I got it a year ago, and I don't know, it's a hit and miss with 613 hair. Like, you never know like how good it really is. Like, it took the color really well when I first wore it. It took curls really well, but I don't feel like it should have gotten that bad. So I had to throw away an entire wig based off of that experiment. I give props to the girl for doing it, but if you're going to do what she did in her videos, my best recommendation to you is to make sure that your hair is not as dark as mine was. I would utilize it on hair that's like green or pastel colored or really light colored to make it a lot easier to go back to the blonde. You're more than welcome to experiment. Maybe taking like a patch of the hair and seeing how long it takes for it to go back, because as you can see, the hair did go pretty far back as far as the bleach went. But yeah, no, let me know how you feel below video. I wish I could have accomplished the same thing, but your hair is probably better than what I was using to begin with. So thank you all for watching, and stay tuned. I'll bring more videos to you. I'm trying to do it at least once a week. But thank you so much for watching, and